Once she told me, today we were having a very beautiful meditation where we both of us were in the Samadhi. She told, today Mahavatar Babaji was here. He was blessing you. It is your new birth. Then she said, I had a message for you from Mahavatar Babaji, but we will ascend from this way, Dwapara to Treta to Satyug. And that now we are going beyond this cycle. This cycle has a very inbuilt agenda that you are into a time loop. Even if the Satyug come, the best period come, you will again be back to the Kali Yuga somewhere in the time. Now we are going beyond this loop of the cycle. We will be free. We are going to the golden era for our age. In this matrix, it was dark age, and it was the nature of the matrix that dark was promoting the gurus. That's why there were not very big guru. All these big guru were anyhow manipulating the mass consciousness so that people cannot get the realization. Now, technology is neutral, but right now it is in the hand of dark. And the Japan government, they say it is called Project Moncho. If you want to research, in this project they say because the birth rate is too less, we want more people. We will extract your consciousness and put it into a avatar so that you could live forever, immortality. They say with this chip they can enhance your brain capacity. People will go and buy that chip. With that chip, people are controllable. And artificial intelligence, it was, 63% or something. After coming ChatGPT, it become 85%. 100% is a level that is called singularity. Singularity means if the technical singularity achieves, then AI does not need any human. They will start growing independently. We are multidimensional being. What is happening on Earth is affecting the complete universe. And then they can see that the time and space coordinate, it happened on this Earth at this time. They came to stop it.
Hi, this is Akanksshaa. If you're new here, please subscribe to my channel. If you resonate with me, please like, comment, and share. Welcome to Multidimensional Soul Podcast and a Talk Show. On this show, we talk about deep spiritual and mystical experiences of people which we normally shy away talking about. We are more than our physical body. We are spiritual beings on a human journey. And we discuss how a soul exists on multiple dimensions. We discuss science, technology, and spirituality point of views and perspectives on this show. Our purpose is to open our minds to limitless possibilities and our hearts to love and shine the light within bright. Our guest today is Praveen Bhatiya from Germany, and he's an ascension guide. He has studied various modalities, whether it's shamanism, Buddhism, Bihar Yoga, and he's also initiated in Mahavatar Babaji's Kriya Yoga. We have had requests from our audience to bring him on our show. So we are going to have conversation with Praveen ji today. We have with us today Praveen Bhatiya ji from Germany. A very warm welcome, Praveen ji, on Multidimensional Soul Talk Show and Podcast. It's an honor to have you here.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Namaste.
Namaste ji.
You have been initiated in Kriya Yoga, and we've had guests on our talk show who have met physically Mahavatar Babaji, who've had some experiences with Babaji or Yogananji. I myself have had experiences. So I would love to know about your experiences of Kriya Yoga and Babaji and Yogananji.
So Kriya Yoga is the technique. Earlier I was looking for techniques. As usual, people go to different parts, and I got initiated in 2009. Since then, it became my regular practice, and I am so happy and so grateful for this technique. Whatever happens in my life is I give complete credit to the Kriya Yoga. And during this phase, I met many people who got initiated later me, 5 years, 10 years later, and I saw all cases, invariably, all people, their life changes. Only thing is people don't practice regularly. If they do practice, it changes the life because it expands the consciousness, and when the consciousness expands, then you automatically think will be lined up. Life becomes smoother, and the spirituality, it's a very beautiful thing. I have only one regret, although not so deeply regret. I got this book from my uncle in 1994. But at that time, probably I was not mature, autobiography of the yogi. Then I read the book, but I could not get the initiation and so on. And I got the same book in 2009, and then I got immediately, I was looking where I could get initiation and so on. Sometimes I think if I would have started in 1994, what would have been to me? But it's a question normally people think. I know if I would have started, I would have also left the practice like other people. So everything happens at the perfect time.
Yeah. And can you share any deep spiritual experiences you've had in Kriya Yoga?
Many, many. So I give you only one. I was when practicing at the same time I was doing in Indian other Hatha yoga practices also, because in Kriya there was a Khechri Mudra. So I searched for the text in Khechri Mudra in Hatha yoga, and normally they put their tongue in the just cavities. And then I wanted to do the same practice. There is a belief that there is a amrit or nectar. It falls from this point and directly it goes to Manipur chakra and it burnt. If people could have that amrit, then they don't need food or water. Then they can practice for a very longer hours because they need not to go to toilet and so on. I said, I want to have that practice. And in this practice, in Hatha Yoga, they cut this tongue, the lower part of the tongue, so that tongue can reach the cavities. I wanted to get it operated in Germany, and I was not sure how to tell the doctor what I want and so on. I told my family in India I want to have it operation. But the beauty is, in Germany there are libraries, many libraries and then there is a biggest library for the whole city. So in the biggest library I went, there are I don't know how many books, maybe millions, and I searched Kriya Yoga. One book came. I got that book issued. I could not get the time. It was issued for 4 weeks. 4 weeks later, I have to return it. Before returning, I just opened and one page opened. In this page, it was mentioned, Lahari Mahashaji was very kind to their disciples. But one day, one disciple came, he shouted, "Go away. You are not allowed to enter." And then he went away. Then people asked, why? You have never behaved something like this. In this book, it was mentioned, I told this disciple not to cut the tongue. Today he came with this. And this experience, since then I knew that we are guided. If we are practicing, we are guided. Each and every step, my question, my doubt was answered so beautifully by it is almost impossible. I can tell you, from I don't know how many million books, one book opened and that page opened. Even I couldn't finish that book. Only one page that was for me. And I had many such experiences.
Wow, what a huge synchronicity. And you got saved because of that, essentially. Yeah.
And later in my life, I met some people who they so-called Khechri Siddh hai. So their Khechri is Siddh, and I realized they were not so advanced. Like they were egoistic for their Khechri Siddh. And in Kriya tradition, it's not very important whether you're Khechri Siddh or not. You just have to roll your tongue and touch to the palate. That is sufficient.
Wow. Okay. Now we are in ascension and we are moving in the fifth dimension right now as a collective consciousness. And there is a difference of opinion as to what yuga we are in. So, generally accepted terminology is that we are still in Kali Yuga. But Sri Yukteswarji, who's Yogananda's guru, has written in Holy Science that we are already started Dwapara Yuga a few hundred years ago. And as per the new age spirituality, we are moving into golden age, which is not a Satya Yuga, which is different from Satya Yuga, because this is the first time in the history of Earth that we are moving into a new consciousness or a new vibration. What is your understanding between these?
See, for me, it was very clear, as Shri Yukteswar ji mentioned, that we are not into Kali Yuga, we are into Dwapara Yuga. And he mentioned at that time, probably at that time, there was no electricity in 1800. And he mentioned you will see the changes technologically wise. And we have seen the changes. So for me, it is confirmed what he was saying. Many things in the religions are manipulated. For example, the life of the Yugas. Even if in the olden time, the life or the year, it was not 4,32,000, 4,32,000 years. It was smaller. So from that calculation, I knew he wanted to meet a very famous astrologer in Puri to confirm his belief or his idea, but he couldn't meet him. But what I see, what he predicted into 100 years ago, it is happening. So I am very sure we were not in Kali Yuga. But now we are going beyond the cycle of all these four yugas. Even if that cycle was there, Satyug to Kali Yuga, and from that cycle, if we are ascending, then what does it mean? Either we are in Dark Age or Kali Yuga or Dwapara Yuga. But we will ascend from this way, Dwapara to Treta to Satyug. And that now we are going beyond this cycle. This cycle has a very inbuilt agenda that you are into a time loop. Even if the Satyug come, the best period come, you will again be back to the Kali Yuga somewhere in the time. Now we are going beyond this loop of the cycle. We will be free. We are going to the golden era forever. The same thing, the same manipulation is in Bible also. They say darkness will not die. They will disappear. They will hide somewhere. In Bible it is mentioned for 1,000 years, and after 1,000 years they will come back. So they are programming that you will be back into the dark age, darkness will be again empowered. No, we are going beyond this cycle.
Yeah, thank you for confirming that. So does that mean that karmic cycles are over, or are we still going to experience karmic loops? Because what I understand is that for many light workers, this is the last birth on earth because they have finished the karmic cycles. And as per some, the understanding is that there is going to be a split of 3D earth. So the people who have chosen not to ascend or have not finished the karmic cycles will be in 3D earth and they will continue the karmic loops. Whereas people who have chosen to ascend and have finished the karma will be in the 5D earth and multidimensional earth, essentially 5D and higher. So what is your understanding about this? Is there going to be any split, and are we going to move out of karmic cycles?
Yeah. See, there are two topics together in one is the karma, that is very big topic. We can also discuss it. But regarding the split, their ascension is something very big. Nobody understands what is going to happen because there are many variations of the outcome. One thing is sure, the process is irreversible, process is unstoppable. But how it will unfold, this depends on human consciousness. So there are earlier possibility world that some people will go to third dimensional realities. Now humanity as a one soul is ascending to the next dimension. But what does it mean? Fifth dimension is a frequency. On the earth, many people cannot digest the frequency of love. They have not experienced the love so far. They consider dependency, or they consider their emotional reactions as love, which is not love. Love is a very high frequency. Very few have experienced it. If the frequency is getting higher, and if the people are not matching with that frequency, they will go to fourth dimension for a period of time. But all people will ascend. The earth is going to the next level of consciousness. And the karma topic is, we can discuss is, what is karma? The earth, in this earth, it is a trap. So life and birth, we are recycled multiple times. Now we are going beyond this cycle of life and birth. That means that karma and all grades are, and it is broken. Right now, those, because the consciousness create their reality. Those who really believe and they are too deep into that, this theory of karma, and they, otherwise for the light workers, there is no karma. And all the children who are coming on the earth right now, they are free from all the karma. Moreover, many people whose body is not ready, but their soul want to ascend. But the body cannot handle that frequency. They will leave the body for the time being, but when they will come, they will be free from all of that.
Hey, yeah. So essentially, we are moving beyond time and space constraints, and when we move into fifth dimension. And my understanding is that we are not going to have any physical split of the earth because all the dimensions are actually vibrational spaces. So we move vibrationally, and there is no split physically that is going to happen. That is my understanding. When we talk about Eastern and Western philosophy and doctrines as such, you have studied many religions, Buddhism, Bihar School of Yoga, you are initiated in Kriya Yoga, and Hinduism, Buddhism, and you have also now explored and studied in depth the New Age spirituality. What I have observed is that when you have too much religious kind of attachment, then there is spiritual bypassing. You don't work on your shadows, and essentially everything is taught like, okay, do this, do this, do this, but some of the things get omitted. What is the common thread that connects Eastern and Western philosophies, and what are the differences that you have observed? And especially, how are these important from ascension perspective?
Luckily, I have not studied much the religion. My family, there was a religious background, but anyhow, I was seeing something is wrong. So many people, and India being considered one of the most religious or spiritual land, still there were caste system, women were suffering, there was so much poverty. Our rivers, they say Ganga Maya, and the river was dirty. They say cow Maya, and the cow is suffering on the street and eating plastic. So anyhow, I was not convinced with this religious doctrine. And then I came to Western country. There I saw something. Okay, they are not religious, but the rivers are clean. Animals are being taken care. There is no discrimination between man and woman, and there is no caste. I said, okay, even without religious, people could live happily. But when I came into spirituality, then I saw the most difficulties for the people who are very religious. They are having lot of load because it is their conditioning. The young people, when I met, they are empty vessel. They immediately got the idea and they make a quantum jump. But the people who are having, those who are religious or having too much ideas, they are not leaving the old system. For example, we discussed about karma. Right now we are free from karma. But these people, they don't want to believe that the karma is not working anymore. They say if the karma is not anymore, then there will be so much crime and so on. No, you were told if you do this, you will get rewarded or you will get punishment. It is a very low consciousness. That is, you are not ready. Now you are becoming mature. You take your decision and you will have consequences immediately. And you are going between time and space, then there is no causality in this linearity, in third dimension linearity. Time is one construct within our consciousness. So time is within our consciousness so that we could experience past, present moment and future. If there is no time, then where is punishment and where is reward and for what? Time does not exist. So that's why, but these people, they are very fixed to their ideas and then they are not ready to leave it and then they are making their journey very slow. Being said, all of the religion on the earth are manipulated. We are into the dark age. Either we are or we were. In the dark age, what happens? The main teaching manipulated slightly. Gurus are manipulated, scriptures are manipulated, teachings are manipulated. What we get a manipulated version. It is everywhere. All religions, the same. So that's why I'm happy that I was not too much into religious text and I read only one book, Bhagavad Gita. And that helps me a lot.
Okay. As per the Indian scriptures, everything, the whole world is a Maya. It's like an illusion. And this is the play of consciousness or Leela. And from the Western perspective, it is called Matrix. So, how does one break free from the Matrix?
Yeah, the matrix, it is very complicated. Matrix goes much deeper. People have very wrong or very superfluous understanding of matrix. They believe if they are got vaccinated or food did adulterate or something, then it is matrix. But religion is not part of the matrix. Guru is not part of the matrix. This our pilgrimage is not part of the matrix. This creates a confusion. Then they don't understand. The complete is the matrix. If we are watching a movie and that we say it is not real, your life, let's light, project something on the canvas, it is not real. But people don't understand, they take part this something good, something bad because of duality. Then bad thing is matrix, good as per their idea is not the matrix. Matrix is complete. Complete it is Maya. Now how to come out of matrix? Very simple. You don't give power to the matrix. Matrix is sustained by your own power. You give power. Your thought gives power. If you are always into the victim role, then you are giving power to the matrix. If you are watching too much news, you are giving power to the matrix. If you are watching the movies which creates horror or criminality in you, your consciousness got affected, you are giving power to the matrix. You don't give power to the matrix. Very simple thing, only two sentences. This matrix is sustained like it is always say yes, yes, or tathastu in Hindi. If you don't give any power, you become just in your middle. Then matrix is powerless. But if you have any desire, I want to be the queen, I want to be the king, matrix says yes. It will provide all the circumstances, but you will remain into the loop of desire and experience. So simple thing is don't give any power. But being said, it's not so easy.
True, true. It is about making daily choices. Like you said, even watching TV or watching news, and you're giving your power away. You talked about Guru in the Matrix some time back, because in India, especially, and across the world, gurus are very highly revered. But at the same time, there are people who take advantage of that, and we have seen different cases. Now there is a big debate about whether you should have a guru or you should not have a guru. In India, the general understanding is that it's better to have guru, or some people even wait to have guru. Whereas, as per the new age spirituality, as in we understand that rather than giving your power away to some human, you connect with your higher self and you connect with the guides and angels who don't have vested interest in this material world, and they will be able to guide you. So, what is your understanding and opinion about this?
Yes, it's a very good question. This question will help people. So first thing, there are many questions. Someone are waiting for the guru, but it is not appearing. Rather, it is opposite. Guru is looking for the disciples, but they are not finding the ready disciples. And okay, if we say this way that they are looking for the guru, but they are not finding, probably they are having too much expectations or their frequency is not that level. Matrix is sustained. There are many pillars so that matrix could sustain in this dark age. One pillar is spirituality. It is highly manipulated by dark. They projected fake guru so that people think they are the good people, and most of the people who are having very big following, they are part of the dark. They projected them. It is not bad. We should not think that we were the victim. It was dark age. In this matrix, it was dark age, and it was the nature of the matrix that dark was promoting the gurus. That's why there were not very big guru. All these big guru were anyhow manipulating the mass consciousness so that people cannot get the realization. Now we are entering into the new era. There are no hierarchies. The basic difference between the third dimension consciousness and fifth dimension consciousness is it is based on separation and hierarchies. Fifth dimension is based on oneness. If the basic thing is there is oneness, how could be hierarchy of a guru and a disciple? In that dimension, guru does not exist. But now what to do? We are not transited. We are on the way to become fifth dimension consciousness. In this, those who are higher, those who could see. In the matrix, there are some places there are cracks. People could see beyond that. You can call them light workers, or you can call them star seeds, or whatever name you can give. Some people can see. They can guide. So in this phase, if we take the help from these people, it helps a lot. I got all this information from my mentor. If she would have not been into my life, what would happen? So in that case, she is my guru, but it is not like the other guru. She is not having any uniform. She is not wearing Rudraksh mala or the long hair or orange, green, white. No, but she is a guru. And you ask, should we connect to our higher self? Yes, sure. But how would you connect to your higher self? Who would teach you to raise your frequency? Who would tell you that you are a multidimensional being, your higher self existing right now? So the person who have experience, who can tell you how to reach that level, how to go into hyperspace where you could meet your higher self, then we need a people or person, not as a guru, but as a guide. That helps a lot.
Yeah. So essentially now the new age teachers or mentors, they are more like friends and guides rather than having that hierarchical structure as such. And you mentioned...
You see, I was in Bihar School of Yoga. There was a very beautiful satsang. Paramas Yogi, Paramas Niranjananand Saraswati was telling. So there are 3-4 ways to connect with the Guru. One is you are like a servant. Hanumanji Das Bhav. So now many people, apne naam ke aage, they use the word Das. We are Das or Dasi. So they consider God and they always serving the God. And other form of mother and son relationship is also possible because there is a love between the guru and disciple. But he told the best is when they are friends. And this I realized Arjun could understand the Gita because he was friend of Bhagavan Krishna. Only he could understand. And this, when we go beyond the hierarchy, one of the teaching of my mentor, at that time I had a resistance, very strong resistance. Living with a master is not easy. It will remove all of your layers. And sometimes you don't want to give it and then you have resistance. Once she told me, today we were having a very beautiful meditation where we both of us were in the Samadhi. She told, today Mahavatar Babaji was here. He was blessing you. It is your new birth. I celebrate not my birthday, not on that day, which were on my heart, but the day she told me. It is your rebirth, all of your old memories have lost or something. This was okay, I was enjoying, I was happy, in the bliss. Then she said, I had a message for you from Mahavatar Babaji. He said, consider myself at your level. Immediately I got registered. No. It is wrong. Because what is your goal in spirituality? You have to realize that Aham Brahmasmi, Tattvamasi. If you always make it in this distance, it will be always like this. No, you will never realize it. And this teaching, it was at that time I was resisting. Now I realize the significance and importance of that sentence. So we all are going into that era where we all are Mahavatar Babaji or we all are Krishna. Maharishi Aurobindo said the same thing. We are going into the super consciousness. So there is no hierarchies and then you are equal. But it is very difficult, I tell you. If I speak in public this sentence, immediately the people will rebel. If I say there is no hierarchies, there is nobody below you, they say yes, very good. there is nothing is lower. But if I say there is also nobody is higher than you, then immediately they will rebel because of respect or whatever. But it is a conditioning. We are one, and this is the base of the next level of consciousness. That is 5D.
Yeah, true. Babaji always says that I'm like your friend. And even Lahari Mahasya, there are references in autobiography of a yogi that he never allowed anybody to touch his feet. Allowed as in he didn't prefer it. And that because we have seen in India, there's so much of conditioning that Guru has to be worshipped like God, and that's the thing. It is changing slowly, but it is taking time, and that's the thing I wanted to know from you, that the consciousness shift is happening definitely, and there is awakening happening across the world. It is happening in pieces and gradually. What is your understanding of the timeline? What I understand from my guests is 2025 to 2032 is going to be very crucial for ascension. So, what is your understanding about the consciousness shift? What is the timeline, and how is the earth going to look once we ascend?
So regarding timeline, 2032 is a very old scenario. We have in a very fast phase, and it could happen earlier. So if everything went the best scenario we could expect in 2027. But that is the best scenario, and it depends on the humanity as a collective consciousness, how they progress. But I think we are now into an evolutionary phase. Earlier it was going very slow. Now we can move, and then suddenly we could come to the vertical phase, and then we could achieve it by 2027. How Earth will look, our mind cannot comprehend. It is beyond our mind. Our mind is a third dimensional mind. In third dimensional reality, it could think whatever the best. Even that too is too small for that, because mind cannot comprehend. Earth will look so beautiful. Whole year there will be a pleasant weather, because Earth is tilted 23 degrees. When it comes back to 0 degree, this tilt is there, then there will be no extreme weather. There will be a pleasant weather. The food, even the water will be nectar. You don't need any supplement, not only water is sufficient. But all this potential, what we are having inside in our DNA, this starts unfolding. It may take the complete establishing of the next dimensional consciousness. It may take one generation. So maybe 40, 50, 60, 100 years time. People, it will be very, very fast. But still people will not use their power. So they will learn, some will show, and they will follow, and to complete establishing, some has to leave the body once and they will come back with that. So it will take almost 1 year, one generation time.
You are talking about 2027, which is like in next 2 years. So are you expecting any major event that is going to suddenly change everything? Because one thing I have myself observed is that time has become faster. As in you like how time goes is like really fast. It is at a fast pace. Is there any event that you are expecting that will suddenly change everything and propel us into ascension?
Yeah, the time quality is getting into this direction. But I don't mean that there will be much catastrophic. Earlier, when there was this one variation was something like this, it was also the mind programming. Now the consciousness is in such a way that it is creating a smooth transit. So I don't say this moment and that will make the shake the complete word or something like this, but the process will be much faster. Many things that were on the card, for example, financial crash. Earlier, the dark agenda, they wanted to implement a financial crash so that the people can come into the fear and the process. The collective consciousness can be measured. I don't know how, but there are methods to measure the collective consciousness. When the consciousness is below 200, then it is in survival paradigm. Then the whole consciousness, how to survive, how can I earn, insecurity and so on, fear. When it goes beyond about 200, then it can create. Then it starts seeing beyond this survival mode. This consciousness on the earth, it was in 2019, it was above 200. The reading was 240 or something. Then comes this pandemic. Immediately many business slowed down and so on. Then it goes down. Again, now it is in 240 something. So again, the consciousness is into that level that it starts thinking differently. So in that time, there was a financial crash. Now financial crash will not happen. So what I wanted to say, the earlier planned event, either by dark or by for the required for the ascension, will not happen. The transit will be smooth and beautiful. However, in 2025 itself, now forget 2027, could be very interesting year. We have still 8 months, let us see. We have recently, in 2-3 weeks ago, we are having a statement from Elon Musk, who is the advisor to USA government, that the US could be bankrupt. It's a very significant statement. The governments are not having money. So a lot of things are happening behind the curtains. People are not aware of it. Media is not showing it. And this will propel the ascension process. But need not to worry. In the background, these backup systems are ready. That's why it will become smooth.
Yeah, there are predictions of major changes in financial systems, economical systems, governments, and Trump has come up with a new trade policy, and so a lot of changes are happening, and we are still having war. So the chaos is not yet ended. So probably, like you said, that something will happen in 2025, and that will propel us more into awakening. That is what is expected. Okay.
But there are not so much war as the people believe. There are not so much war. It is the media projections. They show in the TV. The war is only in our bedroom. It's not, the media is too much controlled by this dark agenda, and they want to keep the humanity into the fear or distracted. Our consciousness is creating the reality. We are synchronized. If we think and if we are happy with that idea that we are going into that era, it will create the reality. But to keep us distracted, they always make the news and the war. The war are not like this. I met the many people from Ukraine because I'm living here. It's not like this. What we think, what media projects us on us. Moreover, war is an industry. War was created by financing. Now the governments are not having money, so they could not finance. In future, we will never see any war. I tell you many times when there was a war between Russia and Ukraine, people were afraid because both were atomic power countries. I said, need not to worry. There will be no nuclear war on Earth. There will be no nuclear war.
Okay. Yeah, you talked about the consciousness level being 200, 240. And I do understand David Hawkins' map of consciousness. As per that, there are certain levels, and love is 528, and enlightenment is 700 and above. And we are still to reach there. There's a long journey to reach over there, probably. But if somebody wants to do it individually, collectively, it will happen when individually people raise their vibration. So, how can one do quantum jumping to move to higher vibration or higher dimension?
See, earlier in the Dark Age, the river was flowing in one direction. And those who want to ascend, they have to put their best effort because river was flowing into another direction. Now, river has changed. Even if the people have let go, they will ascend very fast. But the problem is, they are carrying the burden of their ideas of enlightenment, for example. Their spiritual teaching, the burden of the wrong teaching, the burden of manipulation. This they have to learn to give up. Even if it was good, it is not required anymore. Moreover, if it was bad, it is not required. So whatever dysfunctional, they have to leave it. This is one thing. Then if they do practice something, for example, Kriya or any other practices, I don't say the Kriya is the only practice, but something, for example, people are doing very basic meditation, they say Anapana, and they believe they are doing very, very important thing because they are meditating. Whereas Anapana is just the concentration exercise. It is dharana, and after dharana, there must be a dhyan. So they are not meditating, but they believe Anapana is a dhyan. So in that way, they should do some practice which open their Sushmanakana. Then they will be into the mid. Then if they are aware a little bit about what is happening on the earth right now, you cannot be say, okay, now I am the Vairagya, I need not to do, it is the matrix. No. What is happening around us, the governments, how they are. See, for a baby, now I think in India there are 30 vaccination, or the worldwide it is the same. Why? Because these babies are coming with a new frequency, new energy. They are having memory. To stop this process, they do it at the baby level. And the governments are doing, but people are not raising their voice. So they should be little bit active, and they should create a world inside which they want to leave for the next generation. A world without misery, a world where everything is in abundance. This is the nature of the universe. In world or in the nature, if you go, you see it in the forest, it is abundance. A monkey take half of the mango and their throat, rest for the ants or something. Because there is an abundance. It is the nature. There is nothing less. It is artificially created misery. We should be aware, and then we will be very fast. Then you are part of the solution. Then you are part of this process which is happening right now. Then this process will be accelerated. Right now, what is happening? There is a boat to the whole earth. All people are rowing in different directions. So boat is moving in the direction of golden era, but very slow. If more and more people understand, or if they can't, if some people who so-called front runners or the light workers, if they come together and give a direction, all people will start seeing into that direction. This is a beautiful direction. Then all will wish and it will manifest easily.
When people are practicing certain practices daily, they feel that they are not progressing. They feel they're stuck. They're not progressing spiritually, and like we talked about quantum jumping, as in moving into higher vibration in a speedy way. So, what can you tell people who feel stuck?
Yeah. See, there are two aspects. Some process requires a time, therefore one requires a patience. Other way, people are fixed into a wrong practice and they are doing and they are not progressing, they are stuck, but they are not ready to look and analyze why they are stuck. So in that case, one is tamas. Tamas is, okay, I am doing my practice and nothing is happening. Other, you are having good patience. You have a good practice, you are practicing it, and you know there is a process, and the seed to germinate requires some time. So in that way, there could not be a general guidelines because there are two groups of people. Those who are into tamas, they should really analyze or take help of the other people and ask, why am I stuck? Is my practice wrong? Am I not disciplined? What effort should I take? And those who are into the other way, those who are sattvic, and they have to practice little patience.
Okay.
But if both group can do one thing, we are into a synchronicity are our nature. Both can give the intention, what are the best for me should come. Best practices, best guidance, best person. It will help both of them, both group.
Okay. You mentioned about having a mentor here for Kriya Yoga, and the mentor guiding you physically, she's here. Do you also connect with some higher dimensional beings? And if yes, who and how do they guide you?
See, normally I connect to my higher because we are multi-dimensional being and I see there is only you. Whatever, moreover, I know in the current era, what is happening right now, it's very fast we are progressing. When we are fast progressing, our channels are open. Most in our scripture it is mentioned, those who could hear the anhat sound, unstuck sound, they will not come back. Now, and it was so difficult because one in maybe million could hear that sound because that frequency was very difficult. Earth was very dense and only one could achieve that. And they say, oh, he has achieved that level. Now people without any practicing could hear the anat sound. Their third eye is opening. This crown chakra is opening. It has positive and negative as well. If your crown chakra is open, but you have not worked upon your ego, you want to become popular or whatever, then this artificial intelligence or the dark people could show you anything. For example, you are Mahavatar Babaji's. You respect him. Space shifting is not very difficult. Marichi could come become uh, a golden deer. That is space shifting. So any entity could take a form which you admire as deities or as your guru or person. That is very dangerous. Most of the people into this era where their crown chakra is open, they go out of their body and they met these kind of entities. They are not sure whether it is real Mahavatar Babaji or it is the dark agenda which is manipulating them because they are having too much ego. So I do connect only with my higher self, although I am having very beautiful experiences of bliss where you know it, that some entities are there and they are guiding you. And I am having these kind of experiences, but my mentor told me you are not your experiences. So normally I don't share these personal experiences, but I am having.
Yeah. Why I recommend sharing personal experiences, and in India especially, they say not to share deep personal experiences. But now, as we are moving into new age and higher consciousness, it is important that we share these experiences so that people learn from these experiences and they can validate their own experiences or get some insights from these experiences. And that's why usually I ask my guests to share these experiences, but whatever your comfort level is, you can share that. In terms of higher beings, like you rightly said, that there are dark agendas and there are tricksters who are here. So, how do you discern between who is authentic higher being versus who is a trickster? How do you do that?
Yeah, this is the very tricky question. So I told you that I knew it. You feel it.
Yeah.
You are having that kind of bliss. So I had not encountered with this other group of people, but I know it is a dangerous path. It is very slippery path, and many people who were having good potential, but because they have not worked upon their ego, and they went into the wrong path.
We are talking about spiritual awakening and ascension. And as you said, that even if your crown chakra opens, if you have not worked on your ego, then that is a risky thing. So, how does one have ascension at the same time embodying that and anchoring that light over here?
Yeah, the light is coming, and our job is what is light? Light is whenever the solar flare or light comes, our cell expands. They can they can absorb more light. The threshold, which was earlier limited, now they could expand and they could absorb the light more. And simultaneously, there are, for example, shadow work or the things which are very deep rooted into our subconscious. They come into surface to get released. If we have not worked sufficiently, because light will increase, people cannot, they will not be able to handle it. they can go into end time madness. So that is happening. End time madness has already started. The golden era has already started. In Germany, where I'm living, in the next 6 months, you don't get any appointment with any psychological doctor. All are full because this is the humanity is with this level of frequency. Many people are into end time madness. This is our job to handle all these things. This our work very seriously. We should work on our shadow, our darkness, so that we could handle the light. Moreover, when the light comes, for example, solar flare come with X class or M class, what happens? The whole population, it is like this, it is like a war between two armies, olden time. So this army is there, and they clash. So in the front runner, they cross because they have already worked upon themselves. Nothing happened to them. But a middle phase, they are fighting now. They are struggling and they are fighting. And the people in the last, like the population of the earth, 80% people, they are the anchor of this light. Because they are very dense. They have not understood the ascension is happening. They are not practicing anything. For them, the world is as it was 10 years ago. Their routine, job, and all these things, they, because of their density, they are the anchor of this light. So there are three group of people who differently react to this light which is coming on the earth in the very good quality or the very magnitude.
You talked about AI and dark forces together. Do you believe that AI is going to be used as an agenda by dark forces, or AI can be used by light workers for the good of humanity?
So this is question people should understand it very clearly. Right now, technology is neutral, but right now it is in the hand of darkness. So that's why it is very risky. But after ascension, the same technology will serve the humanity, then it will be into the good hand. Right now, the risk is so big, people can't understand the risk of AI. In Germany, I just 4 months ago, I came to India. I am back now, Germany. And in the supermarket where I was shopping, now there is no cashier. People scan their item and pay mechanically. So they are taking jobs. That is one thing. That is not very risky. The risk is much more. In Japan government, in an official website, it is written that their birth rate is very slow. Worldwide, birth rate is very slow. It is artificially created. You know, the male sperm count is so less average that people cannot conceive normally. By 2030, their plan is the baby will be born out of mother's womb. They are creating artificial womb. And the Japan government, they say it is called Project Moonshot. If you want to research, in this project, they say because the birth rate is too less, we want more people. We will extract your consciousness and put it into a avatar so that you could live forever, immortality. This idea, it is so fascinating for so many people. Or even we are into a world which is competitive and so on. They say with this chip, they can enhance your brain capacity. People will go and buy that chip. With that chip, people are controllable. And artificial intelligence, it was, I don't know, 63% or something. After coming chat GTP, it become 85%. 100% is a level that is called singularity. Singularity means if the technical singularity achieves, then AI does not need any human. They will start growing independently. We are very close to that point, and it is challenge for us. What is ascension? Why ascension is happening? If we are beyond time, there it has already happened, ascension. And it happened because these dark people, they could already manipulate humanity in such a way that there was a branch which is called transhumanism. Human mix with the chip or tech AI, transhumanism.
Yes.
But they are not going in a certain, something was wrong and they started degenerating. If people can go beyond time and space, then they can see, okay, now they came back into this time to correct it. I know it looks very complicated, but this time is never linear. There are dimensions where people can go beyond time and space. I am talking from that point of view. And the same, but the terms which you have used, light worker. What are light workers? They are the people who saw something happened in this universe which is affecting everything, the complete, because we are fractal. We are multi-dimensional being. What is happening on earth is affecting the complete universe. And then they can see that the time and space coordinate, it happened on this earth at this time. They came to stop it. That's why we are at the mark. Light worker came to stop this singularity. Dark came to implement this time in such a way that they will not they will not get degenerated in this sukun, in the future, which is happening to them right now. And that is why I prefer to use the word Mahabharata 2.0. We are into Mahabharata. It is again in our life, Mahabharata is happening between Dharma and Adharma, and both forces are there, definitively.
Interesting, yeah. Because what I understand is that just like we are ascending, the dark forces are also ascending at the same time. And that is why at the higher level also there is a war between light and darkness. You talked about multidimensional souls and being out of time, which is something that I have experienced myself. Can you talk about timelines? When you are there, you can actually see different timelines and navigate them. What is your experience about that?
Yeah, that happens many times. So, for example, earlier I was learning astrology. I was very good in astrology. I met very good astrologer. Now again, it is going to be dysfunctional in very soon. But if a person shifted this timeline, the all prediction will be invalid, which was earlier predicted. So that it happens, and it is our nature, because we have created time in this matrix to experience something. In higher dimension, for example, fourth dimension, every time has their own past and own version of the future, different version. So if you are selecting the next version, you are shifting the timelines. You are shifting timelines, so that I had so many experiences of shifting my timelines, and now collective, this consciousness is shifting that. That's why sometimes it happens split. And very famous example is Mandela effect. What is Mandela effect? Two group of people, though some believe that he died in some years, and other believe he died in 2000 later, because of there are two timelines. There are people, those who were into that timeline, and they have not shifted. Their memory is still from that.
Can you share some of your own experiences of shifting timelines, jumping into higher vibration?
We teaches this in our courses. We do, because with my mentor, and normally, for example, very easily, people are having too much worry about their kids. Oh, they are always busy with mobile or junk food and so on. Instead of having always this kind of idea, and you just create a new timeline, all things will move this person to that timeline. We had so many experiences with timelines. I was going to Canada. We were having a retreat there for 5 days, and we were invited. It was so beautiful. Lady, she came to India because we were having a program, and something happened to her. And she said, I wanted to invite you to Canada because all people cannot come to India. It was because it happens to everybody. When they have some kind of experience, they wanted to that all people should have that experiences. And that is why the shift is happening. Those who have tasted the higher dimension, they want that whole humanity should taste this. Potential is there. Anyway, we were going to Canada, and being a German, we were having this idea that we don't need any visa for Canada. Earlier, it was like this. Now, recently, some rules have maybe changed. We were there in the checking counter in airport, and they say, where is the visa? We said, we are not having any visa. And we were there because we just created the new timeline. So there are so many cases.
So finally, you took the visa and went there, or you were allowed to visit without?
We were there 1 hour before, and we were in this is checking counter. When they asked me, now it is only 1 hour, less than 1 hour time left. So, and we were not having visa. So we were thrown out of the queue. Then I talked to some people what could do, and he said no chance. I said, and our flight was via Paris. So anyway, we were allowed to travel the whole European countries. I said, please let us to go to the Paris in 2 hours time. We will try to manage something. They say no, the document has to be verified at the origin, and at the origin you are not having the valid visa. What to do? So immediately just create a timeline. So there are many methods. You create a timeline that you are into that. The world is matrix you mentioned earlier. It is Maya, it is matrix. Why it is called matrix or Maya? Because it is like a movie. This, our consciousness creates this movie. But we are so fixed and we think there is no chance. But when we are taking back our power, then we know Aham Brahmasmi, then we know our consciousness is creating the reality. So I and my mentor, when she is with me, then I don't do anything because I know she will manage it. And then she just create a reality that we are having memory of a wonderful stay in Canada. Our retreat participants were so happy. Everything went so smoothly. And anyway, we were having one more day. So we were flying. But if we miss this flight, nothing will happen. We will try to get the visa and we will take the next day flight. We will just losing the money. This was in her idea. And then the person came, they say, now there is you can apply for the electronic visa. There is 12 hour, 24 or 14 hour time difference. And our checking baggage, there is no laptop from our mobile. We were with one finger applying and so many data, date, and then we submit. And then he said, now the checking counter is closed. Immediately come the visa. I said, now please. And we were running and we with a different gate. What I wanted to say, there are unlimited possibilities. For example, you mentioned the time has become faster. You can slow down the time. This we practice in our retreats. For example, you have an exam, very important paper, and you are not ready. You can increase the time. You can slow down or you can decrease the time. For example, you are having an accident and doctor say accident you need 6 weeks for healing this. You can compress it for 2 weeks. These power were always there. We have forgotten. We are getting these power back. And this timeline method is in my YouTube channel. Very simple. I have given this method. You can see, you can use it effectively. And I have done it so many times. Shifting timelines.
Wow. Yeah, we'll give link in the video description. I have some questions which I ask all my guests. So is it okay if I ask you those questions? If you were to explain multidimensional soul to someone, how would you explain it?
It's very simple. For example, we go to bed every day and then we go sometime. So everybody dream, but some remember, some don't remember. But if those who remember, they are dreaming, they have created a world, they are experiencing the dream, and at the same time they were sleeping on their bed. Aren't they into two different dimensions simultaneously? This is the multidimensionality. We are into different dimensions, but we are aware of only this dimension right now. We are experiencing this dimension right now as the person who is into dream is experiencing this world. Whereas in reality, he is sleeping the same way. It is a multidimensional. We are multidimensional, and this, because of your previous question, this shifting timeline, it is directly related to multidimensionality. In this dimension, we are bound between time and space. In the next dimension, we are not bound by the time and space. Then we can select any version of the future or the past. Even the past, I know it's very difficult because people think past has already happened. But you can always select you can optimize your past or select the version of the past. This is from the higher dimension. But now people are getting access, and that is why the shift is happening. This is the multidimensionality.
Yeah. At the quantum level, everything is happening at the same time.
At the same time, yeah.
What is holistic well-being according to you?
I think holistic well-being will be possible only after the ascension. Otherwise, there is nothing holistic. You say naturopathy, you say Ayurveda, nothing is perfect, nothing is whole. This dimension, nothing is holistic. It looks, moreover, I am too much disappointed with all this holistic approach, so called. And many spiritual people, really, it's a pity. Some very good healers are not approving the idea of ascension because in this dimension they are the healer. If the ascension happens, and then who requires the healer? Even this stops their journey. It's a pity. When I say we are moving towards a world where we don't need any healer, that is the ascension. But sometimes it hurts people. They take it personally. It's nothing personal. There are healers who lost their family member, even they will die with some diseases. This is the nature of this world right now. We are going beyond this dimension and this era, but some people really, in the name of healer, they are stuck.
What is the ultimate purpose of life?
The life itself has no purpose. Life is a flow. There is no purpose. You are experiencing different things. And it will continue from third dimension to fifth, but life will never cease. It will always provide you the opportunity to have multiple experiences, and that is the only purpose.
What is love, according to you?
It is like, for me, it's the same like someone asked, what is God? You cannot explain what is God. If you ask 100 people, they will have 100 definition of God, but no one could match what God is. The same way, love is an experience. But with that, like you mentioned, this Hawkins' book, that is the frequency. Those who are not into that frequency, they cannot understand what love is. It's a pity humanity have not experienced the love. They consider their dependency as love. Or they say there is a beautiful connection between mother and son. It is, even that is not the love. Love is the whole world is created with that power. That is love.
What is self-love?
Self-love is very good. This people can explain. Self-love is not egoistic like people believe. It is not narcissism. Self-love, that you know that you are that. The complete potential is within you. With your consciousness, you have created this world which you are experiencing. Complete creation is out of you. Creator and creation is not different, only one. And then when you realize so much potential you are having, that is self-love. The people in the spirituality you are having, you have asked one question, how they could ascend very fast. If they start loving themselves, they will ascend very fast. Problem is, in the matrix, we are having too much guilt, too much shame. And this guilt and shame stopped us what we are, what we really are. So self-love is very good. Love yourself as the most important treasure. And it's not ego. It is very pure spiritual practice.
If you were to give urgent message for our audience today, what would be your parting message?
I would say we have already entered into the golden era. It is up to you. Create a world so beautiful where we don't need any doctor, any insurance, any hospital, a world where everything is sufficient for all, and where first time humanity will experience love, through this love, oneness, and that is the most beautiful thing that you can do. You are creating, it is up to you. Even if you have heard this podcast, that something is happening, it will happen to you only if you become part of it. Because you are the consciousness and your consciousness create your reality. So do it consciously.
And how can people connect with you?
So I am very shy. Today you have seen me, my another version. I'm very introvert and I don't want to mix with the people. This was my lifestyle. But on the insistence of my mentor, For the India, I started speaking. I am having a group. The name is The Great Awakening, and I am having a YouTube channel, The Great Awakening. So you can connect and join if you resonate with the idea of this ascension. We are not interested into too much spirituality. Only one goal is ascension. In ascension, everything is included to me, including enlightenment.
It has been a great pleasure and privilege hosting you here on Multidimensional Soul, and I look forward to hosting you again. So thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Akanksha ji.
Namaste. Thank you.
Namaste.
Thank you for watching and listening in wherever you are in the world. As Ramdas says, that we all are just walking each other home. So thank you for co-creating the new earth along with me and our guests. And if you resonate with me, do subscribe to my channel and do let us know how you find our episodes. Thank you so much. Lots of love.